Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It is John the Ninja live in the dojo. It is the Dojang, and it's called the John the Ninja Studios. Here for another concert resume story from my illustrious career of going to concerts and having a great time. This concert was the absolute first time John got drunk at a show. The general consensus for John was to be very careful when you go drinking. Of course, you have people that get totally, I say, sloshed. You drink too much, you have too much in your intake, and you just fall apart. You black out drunk. Or you get so drunk you don't remember the night. That's something John didn't want at the time. Mind you, this is 2016. Things have changed. But the general consensus was I had to be careful drinking. But this was not the case. This particular show was Black Sabbath on This Is the End tour. And man, was this a story that, it was interesting. A lot happened, but it wasn't one of those shows where it's like super crazy. It's just one of those things you think fondly of. So let's get to it. I even had to put a lot written down for this one. So Black Sabbath is coming. They're on their This Is the End tour. No more tours. Iommi's getting tired. Of course, he also beat cancer, but I think he has to watch it. It's not totally gone, but you get the idea. Ozzy, this is not the first time, if you're a rock fan, knowing that Ozzy did a retirement tour. He made clear that I'm not done touring, but Black Sabbath as a whole is. And they tried to get Bill Ward in. Bill Ward didn't like the deal they were giving him. I believe rightfully so. I'm pretty sure Sharon tried some shady stuff. I don't know. It might have just been a simple business disagreement, but they continued on with Tommy Clavito, who plays for Ozzy in his band. So, me, Zach, and his uncle Walter. Walter is a great concert buddy of mine. I call him Uncle Walter right now. Took years to get away with that. When I first started saying that, he's like, don't call me that. I was like, oh, okay. But anyway, I have earned his respect to say that. We all made the general consensus we're going. Zach and Walter had their tickets. I had to buy mine separate. And I remember trying to figure out where I wanted to sit. Did I want to sit on the right side to see Iommi play, or did I want to sit on the left side and see Geezer play? And that is the decision I ultimately won't say I've regretted, but I wish I could go back and redo. I picked the side with Geezer Butler on it. I wanted to see the bass player again. I wanted to see him do his thing. Just being a guitar player, and when I was at that show, I was like, oh, maybe I should have been on Iommi's side. I don't know. But again, nothing but fortunate to have seen these guys play. I even wrote down hell of a good show. It took a minute to relax. Felt out of place, but did good. So basically, I went to Walter's house. He lives near me. I live in New Jersey. He lives in New Jersey, and so I said, forget it. Let's do it. So I drive to his house. We meet up. We make sure we have all our stuff, and he drives us to a place. I want to say it's Uno. I don't know where it's at. I've been there so many times. I've driven past it so many times. And I don't even know what exit it's off. But it's like when you're about to hit Philly, it's the exit. It's around exit 50. So anyway, we go there. And it's become tradition to go there and eat first before a show. We go there. And it's a little awkward. This is the first time I truly believe that me and Walter have been together in a situation without Zach or somebody else. Now, prior to that, WrestleMania, always at Walter's house. Always. We had one WrestleMania at Zach's, and then after that, everybody goes to Walter's house to watch WrestleMania. We're wrestling fans. He knows the history. We all just converse. So every time there was me and Zach, or me and Jesse, people you don't know, me and Greg, people you don't or should know, depending if you're watching these videos. But the point is, it was like, okay, how's this going to go? Is this going to be really awkward? Is it, going to be meh? And it turned out, after, I want to say, one joke, we had a ball. A time of our lives. Or at least I did. And I'm pretty sure, I know what happened. My best friend Dami called me. So I'm on the phone, and we're doing our thing. At least I think so. Maybe it was another time when we were at Uno. But regardless, we had a great time. It wasn't as awkward as expected. We drove over to the BB&T. And I do remember seeing WMMR's night guy, Brent Porsche. And just thinking, man, he's the coolest dude. I did an interview with Brent. I've seen Brent so many times overnight and whatnot. I'd walk in, we have a quick chat, or I think maybe 2 or 3 times we had some really long conversations. But man, just the nicest dude. Another time, I remember I was in Manioc. I was just with some friends, randomly walked into a bar, and he was there. I was like, bro, what are you doing? He was like, oh, my girlfriend's a bartender. I was like, bro. We did a shot together with his boys. It was great. So shout out to Brent Porsche of WMMR, one of the cool dudes. We showed up there. Zach's there. And Walter's friends are there. And we proceed to drink with them out in the parking lot. And they have the Iron Maiden Trooper. Oh, that beer is superb. So I'm like, okay. Hold on. Iron Maiden's Trooper, John has to drink. So, okay. Had 2 Iron Maiden Trooper beers, and I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling okay. I do remember seeing Marcus as well, Marcus Goldman, Marcus in the Darkness, MMR's Quiet Savior. And I was pretty drunk. I always held Marcus on high esteem, so for me, I tried to knock the being drunk off. Doubt I did. I'm pretty sure he could tell I was drunk. But, I just always wanted, your mentor, somebody you look up to see you in your best light. So I was definitely out of my mind. But he was excited to be there. He was going to see Rival Sons. And the thing was, Rival Sons came to Philly. I want to say it was at the MMRBQ. And the guy was either sick or he just couldn't do it. I'm pretty sure he was really sick. And he cut the show short. And he was like, Philly, I'm sorry. I owe you one. We'll come back. I am so sorry. And people were pissed. And Marcus, I give him all the credit in the world, would say they owe us a show. They owe us big time. So after months of saying this and all this, Rival Sons finally comes out. Now, my favorite song by Rival Sons is Thundering Voices. And at this time, Electric Man was pretty big, and they're doing their thing. So, we hear the music start going, and we're like, oh, damn. It's time to separate. The guys are on another section, I'm on the left section. So I go, and I'm pretty much by myself watching the Rival Sons, and I'm pretty toasted. I may or may not have had another drink inside. Let me check. Met Walt's friends, strong beer, went flying. Yeah, I had another strong beer inside. But I was feeling good. That's the one thing I remember. So I go to my seat, I watch Rival Sons. They're doing the whole set list. They're kicking some ass. One of them is actually from PA, so that was a nice shout out. But he stops their lead singer in the middle of it, goes, hey guys, hold on, I even quoted it. I remember him apologizing, and I quote, I lost my voice and it doesn't happen. I want to thank MMR, and this is for Marcus. And then they go into Open My Eyes. So there was the apology, and I was like, oh, that's great. I tried to record it. I don't know if I did. Oh, man, that would have been great if I did. And me and Marcus tried looking for it. And other people as well tried looking for that little sound clip. If anybody was recording at the time, that would have been awesome. So, but Rival Sons really did a great job. And it doesn't say on the set list that they played Thundering Voices, but I remember, even though I was drunk, I remember specifically hearing Thundering Voices, because it was one of the only songs I really, really knew by heart. And I was like, oh, they're playing it. So I, dun 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 dun. I'm in New Orleans. Not the lyrics, but I make up my own lyrics. So then after that, I was like, okay, I want to sober up. So I walked away, started walking around trying to sober up, but then I heard Black Sabbath come out. So probably 30 minutes in between, but I was still pretty out there. So I run back, and I remember it saying Sabbath Experience. Somebody screamed that behind me, like, it's time for the Sabbath Experience. I was like, oh, okay. So I got back, and Sabbath is doing their thing. They're rolling through all the classics. They start with Black Sabbath, and then they go into The Void, Snowblind, which was great to see. They did the solo before NIB. Now, the song that made my night was Hand of Doom. And the reason for this was when I was a kid, I bought Paranoid, and I loved that song, Hand of Doom. And the reason it means a lot more to me is when I started finally ripping CDs, started making mixtapes, I would take all of my favorite songs and make a greatest hits album of the songs. Hand of Doom was on one of them. So me being a bad kid and not good grades, I would always get in trouble. And weirdly enough, my parents realized beating me wasn't the issue, even though I took some pretty harsh beatings. Not saying my parents are abusive. I deserve them, but it's old school. Get the belt. Wooden hanger, stuff like that. So I do remember my parents used to take away video games, and they used to take away music, and it was terrible. I couldn't listen to the radio, couldn't listen to CDs, and they would take away video games. So me watching my cousins from when I was a kid, every time, they got the TV taken away or the video games, they would just sneak after the parents were asleep, grab whatever, and plug the TV back in or do this and that. So I wanted to do the same. So I would always steal back my PlayStation 2. I would sneak in, even though my dad was asleep. He was probably up. I would sneak into the other room, take it, go downstairs, and I would play this video game, Madden NFL 2006, and I would listen to video games. Music, no more. I would listen to the mixtape. And on that mixtape was Hand of Doom. And I remember, that you're playing the game, you got the little, they up, they're going to come down, am I going to get caught, all that. So Hand of Doom is what I remember when I think of that time period. But then again, you never really see Hand of Doom played. And I didn't look at the set list knowing it was coming. So that little bass like, doom, 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 I was like, yeah! Of course, you're watching Sabbath, Ozzy's having fun, Iommi's killing it. Now, prior to seeing Sabbath, it wasn't like the two times like I saw Ozzy on his birthday and I saw bloody hell, I saw Sabbath at the Wells Fargo Center. It was a little different, but the vibe, the feel, just the excitement of seeing like these great rock stars. It was one of those things I was like, you know what? Really fortunate to have seen that. Let's see what else I wrote down. It was all good. Oh, they didn't play Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, but I did wear my AC/DC shirt from 2015. So I put this down. I'll probably use the end shirt for AC/DC on the 20th. AC/DC was coming out. They had Rock or Bust. They were on the second leg of the tour. We'll get to that concert when we get there. So I put down good show, no complaints. God bless me. And the last thing I remember from that night, other than Walter driving me home, was me and Zach were talking. We were all hyping. It's like, yo, what's the best song? And I go, Hand of Doom. And Zach's like, what? No, that wasn't the best song. The best song, of course he would say this, the best song was Children of the Grave. That's his favorite Black Sabbath song. Excluding what he says is the heaviest riff of all time, which I think is stupid. I say it's Into the Void. He always says Symptom of the Universe is the heaviest, darkest Black Sabbath song. Of course it is. I still say Into the Void is a heavier riff. But remember, Children of the Grave versus Hand of Doom. And I remember Walter, they were like, so wait, you think Hand of Doom is better and you think Children of the Grave is better? And he just grabbed us both, put us like both under his arms. Now Zach's significantly taller than me, and I'm almost the same height as Walter, but he's like, love you guys. So that was Sabbath. This is the end tour, and it was a little bittersweet to think like, oh, that's the last time I'll see Black Sabbath as a unit. But I'm hoping that's not the case, especially with everything that's been happening. You think Motley Crue, you think, who else? Ozzy himself. You're thinking all these bands, Kiss too. All these, This Is It tours. I'm hoping this ain't it. But that was it. Did you see Black Sabbath on their last tour? Oh, Mira, thank you for reminding me. I didn't even tell you what the set list was. I was about to gun-ho out of here. So, for Rival Sons, again, I'm drunk, so I'm pretty sure this might be correct. Electric Man was number 1, Secret 2, Pressure in Time 3, Tied Up 4, Torture 5, 6 Fade Out, 7 Open My Eyes with the Marcus shout out, and 8 Keep On Swinging. Alrighty, let's get to Sabbath. Number 1 was Black Sabbath. 2 was Fairies Wear Boots. That's coming out strong. 3 After Forever. 4 Into the Void. 5 Snowblind. Just love that riff. 6 was War Pigs. 7 was the Wasp intro, Behind the Wall of Sheep. Actually, correction. No, it did Wasp, and then 7 was Behind the Wall of Sheep. Okay, so it wasn't like a little interlude. It was like the whole song Behind the Wall of Sheep. And then they did the solo for Nib. That's what counted as 8. And then they go into Nib. 9 was Hand of Doom. 10 was Rat Salad. Drum solo plus Iron Man was 11. 12 was Dirty Women. 13 Children of the Grave. And then 14 Paranoid. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Leave comments. Tell me what it was like seeing Black Sabbath if you saw them on that tour. Let me know what your favorite Black Sabbath song is, and let me know if I made any mistakes about whether or not Into the Void is the heaviest Sabbath song, versus Symptom of the Universe. And no, you can't say Children of the Grave or Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. No, it's one of the two. So give me your picks. Let me know. Ladies and gentlemen, that was concert number 24. Yes, indeed, number 24. Thank you for watching, guys. I always appreciate it. And for the next one, concert number 25 is Rock Allegiance 2016. And man, what a day that was. It was in September. I remember that much. So we'll get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, Ninja out.